he says it's mythology up until the point of Noah. And then things start looking true. But this, for me, it seems very arbitrary, ad hoc. Where do you get this understanding? You have to justify your system that you're using to discern that this is allegory and this represents this, and the other part will say this is literal.
Yeah, but then that takes. But then, if I was debating Bob on this, I would ask him, where does his belief of the salvation story come from?
Exactly. That's what I'm asking you guys.
That's what I'm saying.
For me, that becomes it entails heresy.
Yeah, that's what
I'm
asking. If I would,
it entails heresy if he says.
But it doesn't. I don't want to repeat the thing the third time.
I done.
But like I'm saying, there's a window through which it's no longer heresy. But it's just a different belief, and it becomes. It goes from being an essential belief to a non-essential belief because of that window. So that's why I disagree. That's why I can stand on 10 toes and say to you, I disagree that it's heretical if he believes that it's.
If something isn't orthodox, what is it? If something isn't orthodox,
if something's not orthodox, it means it's southpaw, bro. It's like here to here, bro.
But yeah,
it just means it's not as common.
No, it was classed as heresy. In the older councils, anything that was in orthodox, it was classed as
but then by that standard, you can say that everyone who's not an Eastern Orthodox.
This is what they do. This is what they do. They do anathema. That was. It may not be what yours, but classically, what is if anyone did not follow a certain decrees of the council, all the way from the Constantinople.
The decrees of the council is different. I'm saying people who aren't part of, because by your logic, if we're not doing anything, things that are orthodox, so for example, how we worship, how we do the works, how we do the sacraments, these things, like if you don't follow exactly the way that it was by the Orthodox Church, then it becomes heretical. But I disagree with that. That's not heretical.
But they did have councils on that.
No, but the councils weren't on that. The core councils, anyway, the defining umbrella of Christianity. The easiest one to go to is the Nicene Creed.
Yeah, that's the easiest one.
But that doesn't. Yeah, but that doesn't. But
if some of the Arians say, God is not of not shared essence with the Son, that's the Arian position that they have. They're not homoousios, they're not of the same essence, they're of different essences. That's heresy. And that's because of the decree that was standardized in the council. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And then later,
that creed. Notice how that doesn't include Adam and
it's
just the Trinity and the belief of God and that Christ was sent.
But later council did say stuff like you have to follow the theology of Paul.
Later council.
And there were also councils in the time of the emperors changed, and one became pro-Arian, and then they wanted to argue the Arian position, and that's why Eusebius
disagrees with the creed.
And then it's you. Of course you. That's what I'm talking about. Some of the councils were pro-Arian. So after a period of time when there was a pro-Trinitarian or proto-Trinitarian position, it moved to an Arian position. And Eusebius, who was, because there was Eusebius, he was exiled because he took the middle ground. So you got Arianism and then you got semi-Arianism. And this is what he said. He says that God and the Son aren't of the same essence, they're of similar essence. So then he got exiled, and then later on another leadership, he got brought back. And there was I can't remember the names of the council that took place here. There's about 2 of them. And they made decrees favoring.
So look, I appreciate the historical flex. I like it.
It's a bit boring.
You know your stuff. Boring. But again, that just doesn't. The main crux of our discussion here is what is heresy, and we've covered it. The essentials of Christian doctrine. If you don't agree with that, for example, if you believe that you don't believe in the Trinity, you believe that Jesus is the Father, or that he's creation, or that he's a God. In addition, this is heretical. However, if you think that Adam and the story of Adam and Eve is literal, and Adam represents humanity, and the apple represents passion.
According to orthodoxy, but orthodoxy did not exist from the beginning. It was stabilized throughout time. This is what I'm saying. So the concept of heretic and orthodox, and let's speak about this. So many lectures we found about this. It develops. So if you see the original followers of Jesus, they were the disciples. They were Jewish. They followed the law. James says in Acts when Paul comes to me, do you not see all of these thousands of Jews who are jealous for the law? They didn't abandon it. But they, if they
Yeah, but
saw
there were
you, if they
Gentiles as
saw,
well who got.
yeah, sure. But if they saw you, if they saw you, if they saw you,
What
yeah,
about the
they
Gentiles?
wouldn't consider
Hang
you
on, hang
as.
on. What about the Gentiles? The Gentiles, Acts of Apostles, right? That received the Holy Spirit, prophesied, right? They didn't follow the law. In fact, Peter talked about like we're not going to put the yoke on them. What was the yoke he's talking about?
Your
The
forefathers.
law.
Yeah.
The law.
Yeah.
So,
So
are,
this
they,
is
are,
the
they, are they heretics?
Yeah. So this is.
Are they heretics?
Yeah. Remember, this
Sorry,
isn't really
I like a bit of Darren.
This isn't. No.
Sorry, I apologize.
No. It's a good question. Yeah. So
On the wall, bro,
So
on the
okay,
floor.
no, it's alright, sorry.
Let me hold it.
No, Habibi, it's okay. Habibi, no, it's okay. So are the people, yeah, who say that the law is a curse or whatever, are they heretics? According to those Jews, yeah, they had to follow what? The laws of Noah, or the 4 rules that was given in the Council of Jerusalem. He says those who are to enter into the fellowship, this is what James said, and James is the leader of that council, that they should abstain from meat which is sacrificed to the idols, in order that they can have table fellowship. So the Jews could sit eventually with the non-Jews, but they believed that they were still having to follow at least 4 rules. As for them, the Jews, they had to follow all of the laws. And for the Gentiles, he believed they had to follow some laws, the Noahide laws.
What's your point with this?
No, I'm answering your question, isn't it?
Heretics.
Eh?
So they're not heretics.
No, well, the Ebionites considered Paul as an apostate, you know this, yeah?
Sorry? Who?
The Ebionites. You know who an
We
Ebionite
don't know much of the Ebionites. How do we know about the Ebionites?
Okay, shall I tell you?
Wait, where do you get the Ebionites?
I'll tell you. Okay, so basically, yeah, how much time do you want me to answer? No, last one. This is so interesting. Okay, so basically, yeah, you had the disciples, yeah? Listen.
No, I said, where
I might move on.
where's the source?
I'll tell you.
I'll move on, but you
Oh, no, last question, I swear. But listen to it and you can check it, yeah.